Through the royal lens, a visual journey into Prince William's heartfelt crusade for the Amazon. They are more than just photographs. They are fragments of a conversation, a visual plea from the front lines of our planet's most vital ecosystem. This week, the world was granted an intimate glimpse into Prince William's recent, highly privatized eco-expedition deep into the heart of the Brazilian Amazon, not through official statements, but through a breathtaking portfolio of images released by Kensington Palace. The collection, titled Sopro de Esperança, A Breath of Hope, transcends the typical royal photo call, offering a raw, poignant, and ultimately hopeful narrative of a future king's connection to a world hanging in the balance. The photographs, shot by acclaimed environmental photographer Thiago Silva, who embedded with the prince's team, do not feature the prince in staged poses. Instead, they capture him in a series of unguarded, powerful moments that tell a story far richer than any press release could. The Student Prince, a lesson from the guardians of the forest. One of the most arresting images shows Prince William not as a dignitary, but as a student. He is seated on the floor of a maloca, a traditional longhouse, in the Xingu indigenous territory. The light is low, filtering through the thatched roof, illuminating the painted faces of elder tribesmen and the intense, respectful focus on William's face. His body is leaned forward, his royal posture softened into one of earnest listening. In his hands, he cradles a beautifully crafted arrow, presented to him by the village chief. This wasn't a photo op, Silva explains in an exclusive commentary released with the images. This was a moment of profound cultural exchange. The prince was listening to stories of the forest, of its spirits, and of the relentless pressure these communities face. You can see the weight of their testimony in his eyes. He wasn't just hearing, he was receiving. The photograph is a masterclass in narrative. It subtly inverts the traditional power dynamic, positioning indigenous knowledge as the essential authority and the royal visitor as the humble apprentice. It's an image that speaks volumes about the necessary partnership between global power and local wisdom in the fight for conservation. The canopy's embrace, a vantage point of vulnerability. Another standout shot has already been dubbed the Guardian in the Green. Taken from a research tower piercing the emerald canopy, the photograph looks down on Prince William. He is alone, his hands resting on the wooden railing, gazing out over an unbroken sea of treetops that stretches to the horizon. The scale is dizzying. The man is minuscule against the immense, breathing tapestry of the forest. Yet, the feeling is not one of insignificance, but of guardianship. His silhouette against the vast green is contemplative, almost protective. The photograph captures the dual reality of the Amazon, its staggering, boundless scale, and its terrifying fragility. From this vantage point, one can simultaneously appreciate its power and understand its vulnerability. The image conveys a silent, solemn vow, a recognition that protecting this vista is one of the defining responsibilities of our time. The hands of the future, a partnership forged in soil, moving from the epic to the intimately human. A series of photos documents the prince's visit to a community-led sustainable rubber plantation. In one particularly powerful close-up, the frame is filled with two pairs of hands. One is the weathered, soil-etched hand of a seringueiro, a rubber tapper, guiding the other, the recognizable, now dirt-smudged hand of the prince, in the delicate process of making a cut in a rubber tree without harming it. The composition is stunning in its simplicity and symbolism. It's a portrait of collaboration, of shared effort, and of getting one's hands dirty, both literally and metaphorically. There are no crowns, no titles in this frame. Only the universal language of work, stewardship, and mutual respect. It powerfully underscores the message that the solutions for the Amazon are not just top-down policies, but are rooted in supporting the sustainable economies of the people who live there. A nocturnal revelation. Biodiversity in a beam of light. Perhaps the most creatively shot photograph of the series takes us into the mysterious heart of the Amazon night. The prince is with a team of Brazilian field biologists, their faces illuminated only by the soft glow of headlamps and a single, focused beam of light. In the center of this beam, perched delicately on a leaf, is a tiny, vibrantly colored tree frog, its skin glistening like liquid gemstones. The expression on William's face is one of pure, unadulterated wonder. It's a look we rarely see on the face of a man so often burdened by duty and public scrutiny. This image is a crucial piece of the narrative puzzle. It answers the fundamental question: why? Why travel to the ends of the earth? Why champion this cause with such passion? The photograph argues that the answer lies not only in charts of carbon sequestration or statistics on deforestation, but in the innate, breathtaking wonder of biodiversity itself. It's a reminder that we fight to save the Amazon not just because it's the lungs of the world, but because it is a repository of magic, home to countless tiny, dazzling miracles that we are only beginning to understand. The unspoken conversation, a legacy in the making. Collectively, these photos form a cohesive and compelling visual essay. They are strategically sequenced to take the viewer on the same emotional and intellectual journey as the prince. We move from the cultural wisdom of the indigenous peoples to the awe-inspiring scale of the ecosystem, to the practical, hands-on work of conservation, and finally, to the core emotional motivation, a profound wonder for the natural world. This is a significant evolution in royal diplomacy. This is not Prince William merely attaching his name to a cause. It is him using his unique platform to embody it. He is leveraging the intense, global scrutiny he faces and channeling it into a focused lens on a critical issue. The photographs are his testimony. The release of Sopro de Esperanza is more than a publicity move. It is a strategic, heartfelt communication from a future head of state. It bypasses political rhetoric and speaks directly to the global heart. It reminds us that the fate of a royal lineage is, in its own way, intertwined with the fate of the ancient, royal lineages of the jaguar, the kapok tree, and the indigenous cultures that have safeguarded this land for millennia.